Hey y'all! Okay, so today we are talking about the importance of having discipline. Now, what is discipline and why should you care about it? Discipline is defined as training oneself to do something in a controlled and habitual way. So essentially, discipline is making new habits. We happen to be at the turn of a new year here. We are now in 2020. So a lot of people have recently made a lot of resolutions. A lot of people have decided that they want to change their lives, make themselves better. New year, new me, very much so is the energy. A lot of people are trying to eat right and get healthy, exercise some more and be a little bit more active. Some people really want to get serious about making their hobbies and their talents their main source of income. There are some writers trying to become authors this year. There are some singers and dancers and musicians who are trying to break into the entertainment industry this year. Somebody with an idea or an invention wants to launch their own business this year. All of your ambitions and dreams are valid, you guys, and very much so possible. All things are possible with Christ. Unfortunately, because of a lack of discipline, only 25% of people actually keep their New Year's resolutions, and only 8% of people complete them by the end of the year. So how do we turn that desire, that passion, that drive to be better right now at the turn of the new year into consistent behavior that will help you accomplish your goals by the end of the year? How do we form new habits, and how do we instill within ourselves new behaviors that will take us where we want to go? You need discipline. And I'm giving you 5 steps to develop discipline and form new, better habits. So we're gonna start at 5 and work our way to number 1. Number 5, the 21-90 rule. Studies show that if you do something consistently for 21 days in a row, it becomes a new habit. And if you do something for 90 days after that initial 21 days, it becomes a permanent lifestyle change. For example, let's say that you're trying to be more active, you're trying to exercise more in this year. You should make sure that you go for a run, you go to the gym, you exercise for 21 days straight. Those 3 weeks will be challenging, especially at first. But as long as you remain consistent, you can make it through the next part, which is 90 days. All you have to do is remain consistent. Don't lose the habit and don't make excuses. Even if you decide to start taking 1 or 2 days off each week after that initial 3-week period, that's okay. All you have to do is remain consistent. Don't fall off the bandwagon because you took 1 day off. Number 4. Actively resist laziness and procrastination. Whenever those pesky thoughts creep into your mind, y'all, you know which thoughts I'm talking about. I'm talking about those "we can do it tomorrow" thoughts, or "I don't really have time to get it done today. I'm too tired to do it now." Do you think the people who built Google, Apple, Starbucks, do you think that those were procrastinators? Absolutely not. They lost sleep. They went to bed late and woke up early to make the time that they needed to accomplish their goal. They didn't wait until the most opportune moment, because that opportune moment never comes. They just did it. You have to have that same mindset if you're gonna be successful. If you're wanting to start your own business, for example, how do you think that it's gonna start if you're too tired to work on it after your 9-to-5 job? You work every day. That tiredness is not going anywhere. You have to have the discipline. You have to learn to push through it. Step number 3, do things in the morning. Get it done, get it off of your checklist, get it out of your way immediately. Do things as soon as possible so that the day doesn't get away from you, so that you don't end up too busy all day or too tired at the end of the day to get anything done. Waking up earlier is the solution to everybody who says that they don't have time for something. Now, this used to be hard for me. I was that person who would set my alarm for 8 a.m. and if I somehow woke up at 7:56, you best believe I'm still gonna get those extra 4 minutes of sleep, okay? Sleep was very important to me. But once I decided that my goals were much more important to me than sleep, I started waking up earlier and earlier and earlier so that I could maximize the amount of conscious hours I have in each day. Forbes says that the average CEO wakes up 3 hours before his or her workday. Start living as a CEO now so that you can one day reach those heights. Number 2, set goals and set deadlines. Now, I know you've heard me say this before. I say it in a lot of videos. Goals and deadlines are a major, major, major key. Set long-term goals. Set short-term goals. Track your performance and track your progress. With deadlines, you can make sure that you're working consistently and that you're moving in a timely manner. You're not procrastinating or putting anything off. You're always moving forward and maximizing the amount of time that you have. Prioritizing each day and holding yourself accountable is discipline, and it'll help you get the most out of each and every day. Number 1, separate yourself. It is so important to stay in the right environment. The wrong atmosphere can make it difficult, even impossible, to get your work done. If you have friends and family that don't have the same goals or the same ambition as you do, but you're constantly surrounding yourself with them every single day, you will never achieve what you set out to achieve. Your environment influences your mindset and your motivation. If you're trying to eat healthy, but your grandmother is making you a 4-course carb-stuffed meal every single night, then how do you think that you're gonna accomplish your goals? How will you ever start eating right? I'm sorry, but it's time to have that conversation with your grandmother or your mom or your wife or your husband and tell them that we can no longer eat this way. Or if you decide that you want to get into real estate, for example, and you start attending seminars and webinars and you want to study for your real estate license, meanwhile, your friends just want to go downtown every single night, you might spend a few nights on your own. You might be going at it alone. And honestly, that's okay. If people don't understand where you're coming from, if people don't understand the goals that you have set forth for yourself, your family and your friends, they just don't really understand you. They don't understand what stage you're in your self-development. They're asking you why you're speaking differently, walking differently, carrying yourself with a different air. They don't get it, but they're not meant to. God's separation is his sanctification. Don't resist people walking out of your life, and don't resist the urge to walk out of theirs. Not your grandma, obviously, but the people who aren't supportive, the people who don't respect your goals, those who don't add to your life. Separate yourself from them. It's okay to have no friends. That's fine, because you'll experience increased discipline, and that means that you will experience success. At the end of the day, you only want people around you who will help you get to that successful place. Because when you're successful, I imagine those around you will end up being successful as well. I imagine you'll end up blessing your family, blessing your friends. You're doing it for them when you even separate yourself. Unless, of course, they were never supportive, in which case you're doing it for yourself, and that's okay too. This year, just commit to having discipline. Commit to doing what you need to do to get to where you want to be. Everybody's goals look differently. So even though somebody may not understand you, or you may not understand somebody else, still continue to respect them. Still continue to support them in what they're doing, because you don't know how hard they're working. That's just my little thoughts, you guys. Have a great rest of your day, and if you don't mind, please give this video a thumbs up and share it with your friends and family. I would really, really appreciate it, you guys. Thanks.